Hello everybody, welcome back to Midnight Evil. Let's play. We're gonna finish. Okay, let's just read.
Maggie O'Brien's funeral was just what anyone would expect. Everyone did their best to comfort the grieving parents.
All right.
Colin kept to himself. Everyone assumed it was because he blamed himself. After his sister had been laid to rest, I came to him to ask him how he was doing. He looked up at me, eyes red from either crying, lack of sleep, or a combination of the two, and said,
I really saw them. The little green monsters.
Why is this such a long sentence?
My heart ached.
My goodness.
My heart ached as I put my arms around the boy. I kept telling myself that seeing his little sister in pieces couldn't have been easy for him. He was just in shock.
Okay, anybody here? Anybody here?
The stories of the Earthlings were only told to scare children into doing what they were told. That was all. The first thing my grandmother told me about the Earthlings was that there were 3 tribes. The green ones had round bellies and piercing blue eyes. She said they could be heard if you walked deep in the swamp at night.
What was that? I don't know what that was.
They would laugh and sing as they danced around their tiny campfires, which would appear only as tiny flickering lights through the trees. They were the least lethal of the 3 tribes, but every bit as evil. The red ones were more temperamental and even faster than their green cousins.
Oh no.
They didn't sing or dance around campfires, and their celebrations were a bit more gruesome.
I mean, they're... Oh! Get my
They
face.
prefer to eat children from the inside out.
Oh my gosh.
It was even thought by some that they were only red because they were stained by the blood of their victims.
Dang. That's dark.
Fiery red, bristle-like hairs sprouted from the tops of their heads, and their glowing yellow eyes seemed cold and calculating. The pale Earthlings were in another class altogether. They had white...
Okay, nothing's here.
They had white skin and wild, untamed blue hair that flowed out in every direction. The most unsettling thing about them was that they had no eyes at all, yet they somehow were the most keen and efficient killers of the 3. Grandmother said that their long, wiry hair could somehow sense the presence and locations of children.
How the frick? Right here. Alright, I'm gonna have to be careful while watching these.
All 3 tribes had in common. Earthlings preferred to eat
There's
after
a lot of noise
midnight
in the background.
and would only
Hopefully it's
attack
fine.
if the child didn't make direct eye contact with them. I reassured
Oh my gosh. Come on.
I reassured myself that the O'Brien girl being attacked barely after sunset meant that she had to have been the victim of a wild animal attack. A few of the men in the village came together to hunt down the beast that killed the girl. They came back 2 days later.
What the heck was that?
They came back 2 days later, carrying the carcass of a large wolf. The whole village breathed a sigh of relief, and a big celebration was held.
Is that it?
The only one besides myself that remained anxious was Colin. Looking at his face that night, I knew that he believed the creatures that killed Maggie were still out there, waiting. He was right.
Dang. Radio?
WIGS-FM 98.7 Game Talk.
Yeah.
Hello, darkness. Welcome to the top of the hour. Again, I'm your host, Nick Gloom, filling in for Nate tonight. That was an interesting hour, I must say. I don't know, Janet, I feel like these kids don't like me. Hey Janet, do you like me? And she's walking away, folks.
Got him.
Anyway, caller, you're on the air.
Hey Nick, just calling in, wanted to say that you suck.
I just had a feeling that was coming.
Well,
I feel like I'm not as approachable as Nate is.
nobody likes you. It's just that easy.
Oh yeah, so anyway, I forgot there's a sponsor slot I was supposed to fill last hour.
Got him. You did
This
it?
one goes out to all you greasy, pizza-faced listeners.
Alright.
Are you tired of popping pimples?
No.
Ew, gross. Do some zits appear over and over and you have to keep popping them?
I feel like this guy
Gross.
smokes every drug
Kind of
before
like
he goes on
that
this
popular
radio station.
video game, Mole Whacker. From the creators of Simple Pimple comes the revolutionary cream, Pimple Buster. The all-in-one,
disgusting.
scientifically formulated pimple-destroying cream. Call 155-PIM-PLES. But hurry, before supplies run out. That's 155-PIMPLES.
Cool. I'm not calling
You
that.
know, Janet, I think Evil Midnight could use some Mole Whacker inspiration. Something to keep the player on their toes.
Are we gonna have to stand
Or at
up
least
next
that
night?
last prank caller could drink some of that Pimple Buster. I don't know what it is.
Okay, we're still sitting down.
The next day, Maggie's mother visited her daughter's grave, discovering something that was more than a little strange. The earth on the grave was disturbed, as if something had clawed its way out. I couldn't help but remember what grandmother had said about the red Earthlings. They would burrow inside their victims and eat their way out. Could it be that we brought a whole tribe of them right into the village without even knowing it? The answer would come soon enough.
To be honest, you probably did.
Jacob McLaren was found torn to shreds in his bed the following morning. Obviously a wild animal.
What the freak? The freak, dude, that's freaking stupid. I looked at you.
McLaren was found torn to shreds in his bed the following morning.
Dang. Bro, stop scaring me, bro.
Obviously a wild animal hadn't attacked him inside his own house. Another devastated family and another funeral this soon after Maggie didn't sit well with anyone.
Dang, that's a heck of a lot of funerals.
The atmosphere became even more tense and uncomfortable. I insisted on inspecting Jacob's remains myself, just to reassure myself that there was nothing hiding inside. Colin approached me afterwards, asking what I was looking for. I told him it was nothing, but he knew better.
You believe me about the monsters, don't you?
Yeah.
His young face was
I would.
determined as he spoke.
You're the only one that doesn't look at me like I'm crazy.
Yeah, my kid would told me that. I probably wouldn't believe him, but I
started
mean,
to deny it.
if it was something like this
but
was
the words
happening,
caught
maybe I
in my
would believe
throat,
him.
And as much as I tried, I couldn't lie. Listen, I put my hands on his shoulders. I don't think you're crazy, but we need to be sure of what we're dealing with before we spark a full-blown panic. Tell me exactly.
What kind of that was a new one. We had to hit him twice. We had to look at him twice.
Exactly what happened. Colin took a deep breath, working up his nerve.
It was so dark, but I had a good torch. I called her name over and over. She didn't answer. Then I heard something.
Anywhere else? Alright. Oh my gosh, those are
Then I heard
gonna be a lot
something.
harder to
It sounded
dodge.
like chewing.
Yo, who's knocking on my door?
It sounded like chewing. I took a few more steps and I saw her laying there. All over her were these fat little green monsters. They had mouthfuls.
I keep hearing stuff
They
from my
had
left ear.
mouthfuls of pointy teeth that looked like needles and massive clawed hands. Just then a twig snapped under my foot and they all stopped what they were doing and looked right at me. That's when I screamed and they scattered.
Oh my goodness. You shouldn't have made
They
the
were
noise,
gone
kid.
before any of the grown-ups got to me.
His eyes filled with tears at the memory.
Please, tell me what they are.
He was no He was no more than 11 or 12, having just lost his sister and now his friend. No one had believed him when he tried to tell us before.
Dang, it's hard to lose a
It couldn't
person
have
that
been
young.
easy, but he opened up to me. I felt it only right that I tell him what I knew.
Alright, still nothing.
We sat together by the bonfire late into the night, and I told him all the old stories. Unfortunately,
Alright.
Unfortunately,
We're
the
good.
one thing that my grandmother hadn't mentioned was how to get rid of them. Looking into the flames, I got an idea. I knew that most unholy creatures were repelled by fire.
I don't think you can burn them.
Well,
They look more
All
powerful
enfolded
than
his
that.
arms.
you were just that.
And they can
You
both
were
spawn
just
at the
that
same
to
time?
test what happens to an Earthling when it's on fire.
Oh, we were done. There's the fire lamp? The lava lamp. Those what those are called, right? I don't know. Okay. Alright, well, next time we'll finish that, because right now I don't feel like it. Alright, well, hope you enjoyed that. I'm just gonna quit and make my outro really quick. Hope you guys enjoyed. If you did, smash the like.